Challenges mount for pole vaulters transporting equipment to Paris Olympics. For pole vaulters heading to the Paris Olympics, the biggest hurdle may not be clearing bars but rather the logistics of transporting their poles. With airlines increasingly unwilling to accommodate these long, cumbersome pieces of equipment, athletes face significant travel challenges. Brin King, a Division II pole vault champion, experienced these difficulties firsthand while preparing for the U.S. Olympic track and field trials. Despite booking a flight with Air Canada that initially promised to handle her poles, King encountered complications, including issues with check-in and additional charges. It wasn't until coach Jen Sir intervened that the poles were accepted. The problem is widespread. Major airlines such as Delta, American, United, and JetBlue have ceased accepting poles, leaving Southwest as one of the few domestic carriers that still does. Internationally, options are also limited. For instance, Air France will only transport 2 sets of poles per flight, leaving some vaulters without their equipment if more than 2 are traveling together. Pole vaulters often travel with multiple poles, each costing up to $1,000 and measuring between 14 and 17 feet. The equipment is typically carried in long, ski-like bags. Once on their journey, vaulters frequently encounter issues such as lost or damaged poles, further complicating their preparations. American pole vaulter Sam Kendricks, who recently won silver in Paris, shared his own struggles, including a costly experience in Russia where his poles arrived broken. Meanwhile, U.S. Olympic pole vaulter Katie Moon and record holder Casey Lightfoot have also documented their travel woes on social media. The logistical issues extend beyond individual athletes. Coaches and staff members may need to step in if poles are lost or damaged, sometimes even driving equipment across the country to avoid delays. Some pole vaulters with sponsorships can afford to keep spare poles overseas, mitigating the stress of international travel. With the shrinking number of airlines willing to transport poles, concerns are growing about the future of pole vaulting. Sandy Morris, a U.S. record holder, fears that the sport's accessibility could be at risk if these transportation issues are not addressed. As the Olympics continue, the community is watching closely to see if changes will be made to support these athletes, ensuring that the sport remains viable for competitors at all levels.